This live stream is being brought to you by Reed Spring High School's Advanced Video Production Media Team. Thank you for watching and enjoy the event.
Welcome back to the Lang. We're about to get ready for the national anthem for the Wolves.
Our national anthem.
Hello, everybody. I'm Noah. And I'm Colin. And we are bringing you the next game in the Wolves season against the Marshfield Blue Jays. You know, this is a really important time in the season. This is a conference game here, but I think most of the Wolves are feeling pretty confident about it. Don't think we really have very many worries. So let's go ahead and get ready for this. It's senior night tonight too, which means a packed stadium for the Reed Spring Wolves. So we're gonna go ahead and get into a discussion essentially about how the Wolves are gonna be doing and how they are right now in their season. So basically the biggest story with the Wolves right now is the injuries and how well they have done. The Wolves have had some significant injuries. Ben Helms missed 1 game. Garrett Miller has been out for 3 games, but is suited up tonight. Darren Rathburn is out for the season. Austin Bradfield is out 1 game with a shoulder injury. Keenan Haynes has been out 8 games, but there's a good chance he'll be coming back into the Wolves lineup roster soon. You have Justin Bibles out for the season, and Lewis Richardson, who has been out for 5 games but should be coming back. So that's definitely something pretty significant. You know, the Wolves have had all those injuries but are still able to do some good damage against teams. The Wolves have 1 loss, and that loss is to Cassville. And, you know, with it being where it is in the season, a big question that a lot of fans are asking is, how are the Wolves going to do in playoffs? And, you know, the biggest opponent the Wolves are going to have to go through is definitely the Monette Cubs. But, you know, there's been a lot of things happening. Let's hear what Colin has to say about his predictions for postseason and how he thinks the Cubs are and just the Wolves, how he thinks they're going to do overall. So here you go, Colin. You can take over from here.
I think the Wolves will be able to beat the Monette Cubs. The Monette Cubs are very
good. They're very strong. They are a very well-rounded team. But I think the Wolves, not just the Wolves coaching staff have figured out what needs to go down, the game plan, the running. They found a perfect balance between passing and running in the games. The defense has been perfectly able to stop a lot of the runs. I mean, they've had a little bit trouble in the past of deep passes, but I mean, I think later in the games, after there's been several passes, the Wolves figure out what needs to go down. And I think the Wolves are really good at adapting to what goes down on the field. It takes them a little bit to get into the groove, but once they do, the Wolves are unstoppable, and I think the Wolves can truthfully go very, very far in this postseason. That's also my my point. What's your idea on this subject?
I completely agree. With the Cassville game, we lost. That was our one loss, and that was a game we should not have lost. Agreed?
I agree. I mean, Castle's not – they're good, but it's a team that the Wolves should have beat and that they were supposed to beat. But the past is the past. The Wolves have gotten over it, and they're showing that is not in their minds anymore.
Would you agree that the Cubs, the Monette Cubs, are the biggest opponent we're going to have in our playoffs, or at least one of the biggest?
Probably one of the biggest that the Wolves are going to face, but knowing the Wolves, they don't give up until the clock hits 0. They never give up, and they're very strong, and they keep a good groove. They forget the bad stuff, and they keep the good stuff in their mind. So I think they're just going to maybe not roll over the Cubs, but I think it's going to be a fantastic game that the Wolves are going to come up with a win.
That right there is my exact thing. Cassville, again, a game we should have won. A good team, not amazing. Monette, a good team, but they beat Cassville 21-20. So what that says to me is they're not this unbelievable team that there's no way we're going to be able to win against. And, I'm being real here. Do I think we're going to go to state? I have no clue. That's something that's really hard to predict, but I know that we have potential to. And I know that I know we have a very good chance of making it deep into our playoffs. We have a really good chance of winning the small COC. The odds are the COC championship game will be against the Springfield Catholic Fighting Irish. And so, that'll be a good game. They're a lot better than they were last year. But what I'm getting at is we upset Bolivar. And that, they lost a lot of seniors last year, but that is still a good team that we upset. Connor Seckler is essentially, he's a force to be reckoned with, really. And we stood up against that. So I don't think Monette's really this big problem. As long as our players get on the field, get locked in, and play until the zero goes on the clock, shows up on the clock, the Wolves aren't going to really have too much of an issue. You got to play hard, and if you lose and play hard, then it's a lot better than losing because, of dumb mistakes or, you not giving it your all. So, yeah, that's my opinion. That's what I think, and those are my predictions for, the questions being asked at this point in the season.
I think the Wolves have 3 big assets. The third biggest asset that I think the Wolves have is the defensive line. The defensive line is solid. It's great at pass rushing, and it's great at stopping the run. And then second is the offensive line. They open up holes fantastically. They give their running backs space to create some space. They give them stuff to be able to create space and just break into the open. And then the number one thing, in my opinion, are the coaching staff. They motivate their players. They know they have great IQ when it comes to the football aspect of the game.
They're able to see the issues with the team or during the game, diagnose the situation, and essentially just problem solve it and figure it out. And, that's what a coach has to do, because even if the players, don't have like the best confidence in a game, the coaches are able to give them that confidence and show great leadership capabilities. And speaking of leadership capabilities, we should talk about the players who have stepped up due to injuries and done good. So right now we have Ben Mueller at inside linebacker, and he was forced to start during week 3 due to injury, and he has led the team in tackles. This kid is a sophomore. first-year starting varsity, am I correct?
You are correct.
And he is playing amazing. He is doing great. We have Cole Crutcher at defensive end, and with the injury to Bradfield and Miller, he has stepped up and done a great job at DN, played excellently. We have Jacob Rance at DN, and with the injury, he had to move from defensive tackle to defensive end, which, I mean, yeah, it's D-line, but those are different positions, you know, and, like, there's different roles you have to play in those positions, and he's done great. Logan Plum, an outside linebacker with the injury to Keenan Haynes, and he was a defensive end, and he's now outside linebacker during week 2, and from then, he's done great. We have Ben Helms at fullback and outside linebackers, and with injuries, he had to move to outside linebacker for one game, and he played amazing, and also has done a great job filling in for Keenan and Coulter at fullback. Coulter's done a great job coming in. All the tailbacks have done amazing jobs at coming into the game, and, you know, I'm nothing but proud of them. You know, I think they're all doing good. You know, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the Wolves are doing fantastic. I mean, they've hit a couple of bumps within their season, but they're getting right over those bumps easily, and they're being able to adapt to the stuff that comes their way, you know? And, I mean, I think the Wolves are just an overall solid team, and I'm not being biased. I just think they're a really good team.
So, commercial? So, as you can see, you have the Wolves set to return the kick. You have number 1, Joel Gertzen, number 8, Seth Stamps, and number 26, Coulter Witten. And for Marshfield, you have number 60. Gonna start off with an onside kick, it looked like.
Number 12, Edie.
Number 12, Brendan Durham is gonna return the kick by number 60, Jason Lumley.
First and 10 for Reed Spring from their own 34-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Reed Spring from their own 34-yard line.
Fantastic job by Brendan right there by just jumping on top of the ball right there. That's what you're supposed to do. A lot of people want to pick up the ball and try getting a game. Well, what happens is that they don't pick up the ball, and it causes something bad happening. Nice job by Brendan. Nice IQ right there. Blake Gromvold is at quarterback tonight. He'll run it to the outside. The pitch to number 8, Seth Stamps. Seth breaks a tackle. Seth runs to the outside. Ooh. Seth will get looks like he hit 41, dipped his shoulder right there, showing some strength.
Yeah, you know, he broke that first tackle, as you could see, and then as he was starting to run out of bounds, he lowered his shoulder, and he wasn't afraid to hit him. You know, great play by Seth, great play by Blake, you know. Saw that he was going to get hit, pitched the ball to Seth, and the play worked just how the option should. You know, as you can see, the Wolves are going to run that a lot. So we have 1st and 10 on their own 49.
Blake, it will be a handoff up the middle, but it looks like no gain right there for the Wolves. Nothing really big happening. It was by number 26, Coulter Witten. It was only about a half-yard gain right there. He was tackled by number 99, Daryl Van Nostrand.
So, you know, the Wolves are looking to march down the field, already have great field position. Marshfield didn't really sneak an onside kick in there. I think that was just kind of a waste, you know. But, I mean, I guess they took their chances. So, the ball is pitched to number 6, Corey. Flag on the play. Looked like he gained a few yards there. We're going to see what the flag exactly was as the officials discuss it.
You have a flag on the play.
Joel Gertzen coming onto the field here. Still waiting for the official decision on the flag. It looks like the flag's going to be moving back. Looks like we had, I believe, holding on the offense, and now we are 2nd and 14. Going to see what the Wolves do here.
I think previously the Wolves have shown a little bit of undiscipline with their holding, but Seth Stamps, you see Seth Stamps getting another big gain right there on 2nd down right there. He's showing a little elusiveness right there, juking in and out, cutting in and out, creating space. Nice job right there by Seth Stamps. It will be about 3rd and 6 right here on the for the Wolves right here. Well, I was going back to before. The Wolves have shown a couple of moments where they're a little undisciplined at the line, but I think it's fine because it doesn't happen that much, but Blake will hand it off. We're running the outside, and he will be tackled for a loss.
Number 2, Blake Rombold on the keeper.
It looked like he was about to pitch the ball, but then he decided to keep it because he thought maybe he might fumble or something. Is that what you got on the play, or do you think he just tried to keep it? He thought it was better.
I truthfully couldn't tell you what he was planning to do, but the Wolves will most likely just get this one out of their mind. Number 4, Tristan Greenfield will return the punt. The punt will go in the end zone, so it will be a touchback. Marshfield getting okay field point right here.
First and 10 for the Blue Jays.
Gonna see how the Wolves defense can do here. I really honestly have no doubts. The Wolves defense is something that has really helped carry. Like you were talking about, the D-line opens up opportunities for the defense all the time, whether that's putting pressure on the quarterback and making him make a bad throw, or shutting down the run game, or forcing a fumble. The defense does amazing, and so does the D-line.
Most definitely. So let's see what Marshfield's opening play will be, run or pass. They are in shotgun formation, but they have no wide receivers out. It will be a run up the middle right there. Great job by the Wolves right there to stop them on the run. As I said previously, that the Wolves are fantastic at stopping teams on their runs. Fantastic job by the Wolves there. Asa Baker was all over that rush right there. He has great awareness and great play recognition whenever he's on the line.
That was a gain of 1 yard, so we have 2nd and 9 on the 21st yard line. Again, number 74, Asa Baker on the tackle. Blue Jays, number 12, Brock Yatekit, is set back in shotgun formation to command the offense here.
It will be a QB sneak up the middle, but that will only be for about a gain of 1 to 2 yards right there. Not a big gain. Like I said, the Wolves, fantastic. Their linebackers, their line, everything is so good at stopping the run. It's a fantastic job right there by the Wolves. The Wolves are very strong, and, I mean, they show that on defense by just getting past the offensive linemen and the blockers. So great job by the Wolves right there. It's going to be 3rd and 7 right here. There will be 3 wide receivers. I'm looking to see a pass play right here. We will see what happens. It will be a run by the quarterback, number 10, Garrett Nunley. But it looks like to be a small gain. It's probably going to be about 4th and 5, would you say? It will be 4th and 4 right there. I mean, Wolves, once again, showing that they're not going to give any yards on the runs. And, I mean, Ben Moeller was on that play. He was all over the quarterback. He read that one perfectly, jumping the snap perfectly, just doing everything perfectly right there.
Number 8, Seth Stamps, and number 20, Kelly Newton, set to receive the punt from number 80, Caleb Crackman. Going to see the punt very high. Going to return the punt how they should. You really don't want to try to touch the ball once it's on the ground. You know, footballs don't exactly bounce the way you think they're going to. That ball hits you and then bounces away. The kicking team can recover that. The Wolves have essentially the same field position they started their last drive out with. Going to see what we can do here. Hopefully march down the field and surprise Marshfield by switching up the plays.
Good job by the returner right there to read the backspin on the ball, because he saw that the ball is going to have backspin, so it's going to go back towards Marshfield. So good job by him by reading that. Blake Gronville at quarterback once again. A run up the middle for a small gain, about 1 to 2 yards right there. The run was by number 26, Coulter Winton, who, I mean, Marshfield's really going to have to stop Coulter, because if Coulter breaks in the open, he's gone. He is gone. Touchdown every time. Coulter Winton is so fast, and that helps him out so much when it comes to running.
You saw it last week. You know, he had several touchdowns just by breaking into the loose, and then he's extremely hard to catch. You know, he has a lot of speed. So we're going to see how the Wolves hand this 2nd and long. Blake's going to keep the ball. He's going to be brought down
Number 2, Blake Grombold on the keeper.
For what looks like actually a loss or no gain, Wolves are going to have to figure it out, either going to have to start mixing it up or start running their options a little bit better. What do you think?
Marshfield was all over Blake, and they were all over him last drive. I mean, let's see what the Wolves are going to do to stop this. So we're going to see Blake Gromwell at quarterback once again, of course. We're going to see what he's going to do. Let's see if he runs. I'm guessing a run to the outside by the Wolves. What are you thinking for this drive?
Yeah, probably something similar, but to me it just seems like Marshfield realizes what's happening with the option. We have a timeout taken by Reed Spring, probably going to give them a break. Make sure they're ready to go. Make sure they know the plan for this offensive drive. Just recoup the offense. Tell them what needs to happen. You have 3rd and long here. We need to convert. We don't just want this stalemate happening right here. In the middle of the field. We really want to just hopefully score first, get the game started the way we want, and see what happens from there.
I think the Wolves are going to easily be able, maybe not easily, but I think they'll be able to convert right here on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, because the Wolves show that if they run the ball to the outside, they can create space and they can break it open. And I mean, that's what the Wolves are known for, but they're also known for that ground and pound right up the middle. But that O-line is what makes that ground game up the middle so good. But let's see what the Wolves are going to do right here. It will be a pass right here. The throw to number 9, Ransom Alphen for a touchdown, Wolves! Right there, right through the defenders. Touchdown. That was a touchdown by Blake and Ransom Alphen right there. Fantastic job by the Wolves. I mean, just fantastic job showing that they can pass and run tonight.
That was Blake Gromvold's 2nd career passing touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. That was a good play by him. What was it, just me, or did that ball get deflected by a defender into his hands? Or I thought I just saw it might get the path of the ball get changed, but I might have been mistaken.
In my eyes, I saw his terrible pass coverage that just literally went right through both defenders' hands, which on defense you can't do. But, I mean, nice job by Ransom by keeping his eyes on the ball, having 100% focus on the ball and catching that, and then getting a touchdown right there on the rack, the run after catch.
You could tell that Ransom, I mean, he burnt the defenders. There were 2 defenders behind him, but he was out there in front. And, like you said, I just had some people in front of me, was mistaken, but that pass, was essentially just right past them, right into Ransom's hands. And when Ransom caught it, they didn't really have a chance of stopping him. The only chance they had of stopping that play was not letting Ransom get the ball.
What I saw there is I saw a play action right there by Blake Gromvold, and I mean, I was expecting run, so the safeties were both led in towards the run up the middle, and so what that caused is Ransom on the outside could just break. Once he got past that cornerback, there was basically nobody to stop him. I mean, Blake did get kind of lucky right there by the ball going in between the defenders perfectly. Most likely, you would regularly see just a pitch or a lob pass to Ransom right there. But you have number 1, Will Smith, and number 10, Garrett Nunley, set to return the kick. Great kick right there by Joel. Seems that number 10, Garrett Nunley, has a little bit of trouble with it. He'll get stopped by a pack of Wolves right there on the 15-yard line.
Wolves doing a good job, make the point after attempt. The score is 7-0. I was just talking about scoring first, gives our team momentum. The Wolves stopped the Blue Jays pretty well last drive. Wouldn't you? Don't you think? I don't think they're gonna have a problem doing it again.
Most definitely. Joel Gerton is, in my eyes, an amazing kicker. I mean, his accuracy with his kicks is perfect, and that's why he has the nickname American Sniper, as you know, as I've mentioned previously. But he's just fantastic. There are flags thrown onto the field. I'm pretty sure this one's on offense. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. Again, number 12 for the Blue Jays. Excuse me, number 12, Brock Utucket, is set to command the offense here. It looks like that was actually on the defense. So it's going to be 1st and 5 for the Blue Jays on the 20, 21-yard line. Still do not have very good field position, but we're going to see what the Wolves do here.
Handoff to number 4. And Ben Muller's all over the runner right there. He just gets right past that line, and he explodes right off the line as a linebacker, gets through the line, and just wraps him up and takes him down. Ben Muller showing off his skills right there. I mean, Ben Muller's been pretty impressive the last 3 weeks, leading the defense in tackles because he has that speed, he has that strength, and he has that fantastic football IQ. But, I mean, great job by the defensive lineman, too, closing the holes, causing the running back to get a little bit of delay in there to allow Ben to take him and tackle him for a loss right there.
We have 2nd and 7 here. Ben tackled him for a gain or for a loss. Flags on the play again. Gonna see what happens here. But, you know, like Colin said, Ben was through the offensive line essentially as soon as number 4, Tristan Greenfield, got the handoff. That penalty was on the offense. Did it look like a false start? Oh, excuse me, delay of game against the Blue Jays. So that's going to be 2nd and 13. Ball is going to be on the Blue Jays' 13-yard line. Wolves have a very great opportunity here.
Delay game is something that just can't happen on offense. I mean, holding, it sometimes happens. There will be a run on the outside by number 6. Just stopped right there by Coulter Winton. Fantastic job by the Wolves once again, stopping the run. Marshfield can't run the ball right now. They're having problems finding holes. The Wolves are just unstoppable right now on defense, and they're very good at stopping the run. But, Corey, my bad. But it is 3rd and 15 right here. But as I was previously saying, the Wolves are, I mean, delay of game is just something that can't happen on offense. I mean, holding, sometimes it happens. Offside, sometimes it happens. But delay of game just can't happen. That's a mental error right there. Number 10 will run the ball. There's a flag on the play who's tackled by a group of Wolves right there.
You know, and like Colin was saying, delay of game is something that's, it's really preventable, honestly. It's just say hut before the time runs out. That tackle's by number 20, Kelly Newton. We have, and on that play we had holding against Marshfield, but the penalty was declined. 4th and 13, ball on the 13. Number 80, Caleb Crackman, is going to punt this ball off to number 8, Seth Stamps, and number 20, Kelly Newton. Going to see how they return this. There's the punt, and it's going to be essentially the same way the other punt was. Wolves just going to let it get as far as it can and have a Blue Jay touch the ball to, stop the play there. Wolves taking offense, going to see how this drive goes, see what the offense can do.
The Wolves' defense has not even surprised me at all. I mean, we're starting to get used to the Wolves just stopping teams. I mean, their defense is fantastic. The defensive line is fantastic. The linebackers are fantastic. I mean, just the defense itself is fantastic by the Wolves. And, I mean, the coaches are very good at helping the defense get better over the course of games. A pitch right here to number 8, Seth Stamps. Seth showing a little bit of elusiveness, dodging a tackle right there. But that will only be for it will be a tackle for a loss right there. About a 1-yard loss on the play.
I'm going to have to give props to Marshfield's defense. The option, although it has worked before, at the start of the game, we got a first down off it actually. But Marshfield's doing a pretty good of stopping it. I think we're going to have to use that play as a play when they're not expecting it.
I'm surprised they haven't ran with Coulter Winton a lot. He had a fantastic week last week, so you'd think that there are flags on the play. It's a run by Blake to the outside. Buzzer's previously saying Coulter Winton, who did fantastic with 4 total touchdowns last game, you would expect the Wolves to rely on him at the start of this game. But, I mean, they're not showing that many handoffs. Has Coulter Winton had one handoff?
Yeah, he had some handoffs up the middle, but, nothing that really gave him a chance. Overall, though, the Blue Jays are doing a pretty good job of stopping the run defense or run offense. But what I think the Wolves are going to need to do is they're going to have to, mix up the plays, whether that's some screen passes, just get it in there to where the Blue Jays aren't expecting it, a run up the middle or an option every play.
The Wolves screen pass right there to Corey. Corey breaks out into the open. Fantastic job right there by Corey. A huge gain on the screen pass. I mean, definitely picking up some run after catch yards right there. Great job by Corey Robinette just breaking the open.
And you just got to understand that Corey is extremely fast. Lots of the buzz and stuff is around Coulter Witten, who is a fast player, but sometimes I think Corey doesn't get the props that he deserves for how fast he is. They're both just extremely fast kids, and they're both able to do the exact same thing, when they get an open, is they can break free. They're both extremely good players. There was a flag on the play, seems to be on the defense here. It looks like the penalty was clipping on the defense.
Personal foul against the Blue Jays. 15-yard penalty.
Excuse me, that was a 15-yard penalty. And on a big gain like that, that is the last thing you want. You want to minimize the yards they can get, but when they get a big gain, you're just going to let them get even more yards. 1st and 10, ball on the 13-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Pretty much no gain, maybe even a loss on the play. And I have no doubts that Marshfield is going to be able to do, Marshfield's, I have no doubts that they're going to continue to do what they're doing, and that is stopping the runs. The two biggest gains we've had are off passes. One was a touchdown, and one was that play right there. We're going to see what the Wolves do. 2nd and 10, ball on the 13-yard line still.
I disagree with you on that. I think the Wolves, they have a fantastic job at adapting, and I think they're definitely going to be able to adapt to this defense, and they're going to figure out a game plan by the coaches. There are a flag on the play. Blake Grom was tackled for a loss, but there are flags on the field. But as I was going back to, the Wolves, especially the coaches, are fantastic at adapting to what happens, especially by the defense. They figure out the defensive game plan, and they adapt their offensive game plan to what the defense is doing. And as you can tell, the Marshfield's going very hardcore on the blitz at sending all of their linebackers in on the run. The penalty will be on the Wolves. It was holding, which, I mean, this is not good. This is second and 21, which the Wolves do not want. But we'll see what the Wolves will do right here. Pass right here by Blake Gronvold to number 23. Ben Helms right there. Not a big gain. There was someone wide open on the right side of the field. Who do you think he should have gone to?
I didn't exactly see the person wide open, but what I did see is the pressure, which made him scramble to the left side, and Blake Grombold is a left-handed quarterback, so it's easier for him to throw, running to the left, throwing with his left hand. We're going to see what the Wolves do here. Are you expecting a pass?
I am expecting a pass right here. Blake Grombold's drop back is a screen pass to number 6, Corey Robinette. Corey Robinette will get the first down right there. The Wolves will be on the 1 or 2 yard line. Fantastic job by Corey Robinette, showing off the speed. Fantastic pass by Blake right there. And this is what I said. The defense is blitzing right in the middle. So what the Wolves are doing, are they adapting to it, and they're going passes to the outside to their faster guys. Ben Holmes isn't like the fastest guy on the team, but he's still fast and he can still break into the open. So the ball is on the 1 yard line, so it's 1st and goal right here. Handoff to number 8. Number 8, Seth Stamps, touchdown right there. The Wolves will be up 13-0. I mean, that's I don't think Marshfield would ever stop that. I think the Wolves would convert that 10 out of 10 times because the Wolves are fantastic at running up the middle.
You know, while Marshfield has stopped some runs up the middle, like you were saying, the coaching staff adapted to that and they've been blitzing up the middle. We'll go for a screen pass. Both screen passes to Corey led for huge gains, both of them. You know, that was great. And then when we get them off guard, we run it up the middle, and that's exactly what I think we just need to keep doing, is just mixing it up. The point after attempt is good by number 1, Joel Gertzen, aka American Sniper. That puts the score 14-0 for the Reed Spring Wolves with 1:26 seconds left in the first quarter. You know, Wolves off to a great start. Doesn't really surprise me. Doesn't really surprise many of the players. The Hollister-Marshfield game, Hollister won, from my understanding, by a lot, and we beat Hollister by a lot. So, you know, that's just kind of how it goes. Although you can have bad games, it seems like most of the games, except for Cassville, the Wolves have been really dialed in. And, you know, even if they aren't dialed in exactly at that time, they figure it out. They get it going. So the Wolves are going to be kicking this ball off with number 1, Joel Gertzen, set to kick the ball down the field.
One thing I do like is that the Wolves have Joel Gertzen, and Joel Gertzen's extremely reliable. He's only missed 1 point after attempt, which it was a windy night, and it was at Cassville. So I don't really blame him there, but he's extremely reliable. I mean, he gets the American Sniper for a reason. He has fantastic accuracy. He has a great leg, and I mean, he's going to kick it off right here. But it's great for the Wolves to be able to have this kind of guy in case they ever need that field goal late in the game on the 15 or 20-yard line. Joel Gertzen will kick it to number 1, Will Smith. Will Smith will break it out. Will Smith will break in the open. He'll be tackled by number 11, JT Bailiff, the freshman right there. There is a flag on the play, though.
He's pushed out of bounds by number 11, JT Bailiff.
There is a holding against Marshfield right there. But, I mean, one thing that I've noticed is the Wolves aren't amazing at stopping at special teams. Whenever it comes to stopping the kick returns. The punt returns are good, but the kick returns have struggled a little bit in the past. I think there's been a total of 2 or 3 kick returns for a touchdown, which that just can't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got scared there for a second. You know, JT Bailiff did a good job of tackling, pushing him out of bounds. We have number 12 for the Blue Jays, their quarterback, Brock Utekit, who's going to keep the ball for what looks like no gain there. You know, going to see how Brock Utek can command the Blue Jays. He's going to have to do a lot better than what he's doing. He's not really doing anything that great right now. And the Wolves are just stopping it. Shutdown defense. Again, we have Garrett Miller, number 51, back, and he's doing great.
Ben Mueller picking up another tackle on that play. I mean, he's been all over Marshfield. He's been reading them like it's a book. I mean, Ben Mueller is basically in the library right now, just reading them in and out. It will be another run up the middle. This one is by number 10, Garrett Nunley, he had a couple runs, but no gains right there. I mean, the Wolves are shut down defense, and it's awesome to see. I love seeing the Wolves making teams go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
You know, if Marshfield doesn't have any passing capabilities or any speed, it's going to be really hard for them to do that. So, again, we have 3rd and 8. Let's see if they're going to get this play off before the first quarter ends. Looks like they're going to try to. Number 10 is going to be in the quarterback spot here. He did not get a very good gain there. Again, that was number 10, Garrett Nunley, and that's the end of the first quarter.
Number 10, Garrett Nunley on the carry. He stopped on the play by
We have fourth and medium, and the Wolves did a great job of defending that and shutting it down there. So, again, the end of the first quarter, 12 minutes left in the first half. The score 14-0. Wolves are on top here. Not really surprised. Surprised to you? Expected to you? What do you think?
I'm not surprised at all.
So, yeah. So we have a commercial coming here soon. Stay tuned for the second quarter of Wolves football. Marshfield punted the ball there. Sorry for the late commercial break. Just technical difficulty there. You know, that looked like the ball hit off a Blue Jay player, skipped a little farther, and then they got on it, but I think the refs moved it back to where it first hit a Blue Jay player. The Wolves, first and 10, ball on the 44-yard line, on the Blue Jays' 44-yard line. Great field position here. Gonna see how the Wolves do. Blake Gronvold commanding the offense here.
Blake Gronvold will run out to the outside. He'll pitch it off to Seth Stamps. Ooh, looks like Seth his feet went out from under him. I mean, that might have been the turf right there. I mean, turf can sometimes be hard to play on because it can be sometimes a little slippery. And I think Seth was trying to go for a hard cut back into the inside because he was going hard to the outside. And I think he went in for that cut, and his feet just went out from under him. That would be no gain right here. It is 2nd and 10 for the Wolves. Let's see what Blake Gronvold can come up with right here. Looks like a fumble right there, recovered by number 99, Daryl Van Nostrand. He will be taken down by...
He was taken down by number 6, Corey Robinette. You know, that just looked like Blake went to hand the ball off to Coulter Witten, and then it looked like Coulter was trying to block for Blake as Blake kept the ball, and that kid just stripped it. Is that what it looked like to you? What are your thoughts?
Miscommunication on all levels. He thought it was a pitch or something like that by Blake. That's what Coulter thought. Blake thought it was Coulter's ball right there on the handoff. I mean, you can't let that happen. You can't be making these mental mistakes, even if you're up 14-0. It's just mental errors are the biggest and worst kind of errors. I mean, any team would rather have 4 drop passes than a mental error like that, because mental errors lead to very bad things. Number 10 will run it off to the outside, not being able to pick up anything. That was Garrett Nunley for the Marshfield Blue Jays. He was tackled by number 52, Ben Mueller. Ben Muller's been picking up a lot of tackles right here.
That was a gain of 2 yards, and the Wolves are doing great. You know, I think they're going to be able to stop them. Hopefully, minimum thing that they will get will be a field goal. But, yeah, we're going to see what they do.
Ben Mueller went from being a defensive lineman now to being a linebacker, and it's fantastic by him. He's definitely been able to pick up his game and show that he can adapt. But right there, the Blue Jays running it up the middle again, and they're just stopped. It was number 10 once again, Garrett Nunley.
He's stopped by number 52, Ben Mueller.
Ben Mueller with another tackle. That's back-to-back tackles by Ben. Ben, he's all over. He's just, it's a read day for him. He's just sitting back in his chair, drinking his coffee, and reading that offense like a book, baby.
You know, he's doing a great job. He's, you know, we told you guys before the game that he came up out on an outside linebacker and was able to just completely destroy and lead the team in tackles. A timeout has been taken by the Blue Jays here. They have 2 timeouts left, and the Wolves have 2 timeouts left. You know, I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but the quarterback was Brock Utek, number 12 for the Blue Jays, and now it has been number 10, Garrett Nunley. It seems like Garrett Nunley was playing number 10, playing a tailback spot, so maybe he has some more speed, and they're going to see if he can do better with some QB draws, QB sneaks, or just, you know, some option plays. We're going to see how it goes for the Blue Jays. We have 3rd and 8, ball on the Wolves' 15-yard line. Going to see what they can do here.
I feel like Garrett Nunley is less of a – he is at quarterback, but I feel like they're using him more as a halfback right here. And number 12 is being used more as a quarterback, handing it off and passing. But Brock Utek, number 12, in at the quarterback position. He drops back for the pass. Deep pass in the end zone. It is intercepted by number 6. Corey, I believe his feet are out of bounds. His feet were in. Corey Robinette showing off the defense. I mean, great pass coverage right there. Corey just doing a fantastic job. And the Wolves just reading Marshfield like like it's just easy. Like this is a scrimmage basically for the Wolves. Their defense is dominating like it always is.
You know, that pass really wasn't anywhere close to the receiver. It looked like it was almost just right into the hands of Corey. We're going to have a pitch here to number 6, Corey Robinette. He looks like he might have slipped on the turf. Oh, fumble, but it's going to go out of bounds, so it's okay. You know, but still, even though it went out of bounds, you can't have that. You got to try to secure the ball.
Well, I feel like that fumble is actually kind of a good thing because it got him an extra 2 yards. I know a fumble's not supposed to happen, but it worked out for the Wolves because it's now 2nd and 1. That would have been 2nd and 3, which is kind of lucky for the Wolves. I mean, hey, you want those yards any way they can get them.
You're right. You know, Corey coming off that pick, and then he's going to do that. You know, great play. Going to have Blake Gronvold hand the ball off to number 26. Number 23, Ben Helms. Stopped immediately. You know, it was a first down, so that's good, but still Marshfield stopping the inside run for the most part. You know, you saw on the goal line, Seth was able to run up the middle right after our little screen, our bubble screen, it looked like, to Corey, but we're going to see what the Wolves have in store for us here.
Handoff once again to number 6, Corey Robinette. He's trying to fight for some yards, but he cannot pick up anything right there. What I did notice, though, is that the Wolves, on that run up the middle for the first down, I don't think that in their minds are going for, oh, let's go for the big touchdown. They're more like Ben in his head was probably just Ben Helms in his head was just saying, I'm just going to pick up that first down. I'm going to put my head down, and I'm going to pick up as many yards as I can up the middle. There is a flag thrown on the play.
Looked like it was going to be a great play for some good yards there. It looked like Seth, you know, it was a pitch to Seth. Looked like he got out. We're going to see what the flag was. But I agree with you. Ben Helms probably was just taking it, you know, one drive at a time. It was a false start on Reed Spring. Not good because we just got that first down and now we're already being pushed back. You know, but also last time we were in a 2nd and long situation, we did end up scoring. Or excuse me, not scoring, but Corey did get an extremely great gain to lead us to scoring. We have 2nd and 15, ball on the Wolves 27.
A pitch to number 8, Seth Stamps on the play. Seth will run it up the middle. Huge gain. Seth is shrugging off a lot of tackles in this first half. I mean, I admire that Seth does not go down. He fights for those extra yards. He picks up an extra 3 yards, and he doesn't just give up once he feels someone touch him. He's like, oh, no, you're not bringing me down. I'm a tank, and I'm going all the way. And, I mean, he doesn't always go all the way, but he shows that he's not going down. It's his mindset. He has a fantastic mindset, and that's how all the Wolves are on offense. They have great mindsets, and I think that's mainly because of the coaches create that kind of mindset. Blake Gronvold running up the middle right here. Good gain right there for Blake Gronvold. Great decision right there, in my opinion. He got a first down, just doing his job. He weaved his way in and out. But what I like about the Wolves is they're not going for those 60-yard touchdowns. They're going for just the first down, because that's what you got to do in football. You got to get those first downs. The first downs, just getting first down after first down is better, and it tires out the defense than just trying to get that 80-yard rush. And it's going to be another run up the middle for a fantastic gain right there. It will be 2nd and short right there. It was number 23, Ben Helms, on the carry. I mean, once again, he put his head down. He ran up the middle. First down. He's going for the first down. That's all the Wolves are trying to do today.
Yeah, and, you know, that is the great mentality. If you can break into the open, you break into the open. But all football is taking it one down at a time. He's going to fake the handoff to Ben Helms. Corey looks like he's going to break into the open. Going to put his head down to hit what looked like number 18, Blue Jay, number 18, Cole Mitchell on the tackle. That was number 6. That was number 6, Corey Robinette on the play. There's a flag on the play. Looks like it was holding on Reed Spring. Gonna see, you know, where the field position is now. Either way, flag or not, great play by Corey. You can see him as soon as he got to the outside, turned on the jets and started running, you know. Again, he's fast. He's a really quick kid. He's a strong kid, a lot like Coulter. Coulter's, you know, maybe a little faster. They're both really athletic, really strong, and they're ready to go.
After the penalty, Reed Spring 1st and 10.
So after the penalty, Reed Spring is 1st and 10 on the Marshfield 43-yard line. Number 2, Blake Rombold commanding the offense here. Gonna play action and a pass to Ransom out. Oh, excuse me, to number 6, Corey Robinette. It looked like Corey was running, expecting the pass on the left side of his body. The pass was on the right side of his body. Had to run down the field, looked for the ball, turned around, had to turn around.
I mean, I kind of found it to be not the best pass in the world. It was a little bit too high, but it's okay. No harm done right there. It's best that if you're going to make a bad pass, make it to where nobody can get it and not the defense, you know. It was better that that pass was to nobody than to one of the defensive players. That will be a run up the middle. Gary and Foster, number 24, will take down Ben Helms right there.
You know, and Blake has yet to throw a pick, I believe. I haven't seen him throw a pick. I haven't heard about it. I don't think he has thrown a pick in a varsity game. You know, he has 2 touchdowns. I think he's a good passer. He's doing good. And like Colin said, if you're going to make an incomplete pass, make it to where no one can catch it, then, you know, that's way better than the defense. 3rd and medium. He's going to hand the ball off to Corey. What looked like Corey was going to go outside, but saw a hole through the middle, so he decided to cut up there, get some yards. I don't know that that was good enough for Wolves' first down, but we're going to see here that, you know, either way, that was a good play, good gain.
Good for a Reed Spring first down where he stopped by
Reed Spring first down right there. And during, after the first quarter, what I think the Wolves coaches were saying is, you guys need to just go for the first downs, because I felt like the Wolves were a little greedy. They were trying to get those big runs, and they weren't just trying to go up the middle. And now you can tell that they're going up the middle and not trying to break out into the sides and trying to pick up those huge 6-yard rushes, huge gains. And I mean, the Wolves are just going up the middle, ground and pound right here, wearing down the defense. The Wolves had the ball for a very long time now, and that's why getting first down after first down is good, because it wears down the defense, it tires them out, and it just builds up your confidence, and it slowly depletes their confidence.
Yeah, you know, and essentially I think Marshfield had done a good job of stopping him, but the Wolves have figured it out and been able to run it up the middle. It's going to be a speed option. Pitch to number 8, Seth Stamps, who he was down before the ball was knocked loose, and it looked like he was knocked down right before the end zone. A great play by Blake. You know, as soon as he was hit, pitched it to Seth, carried the ball for 28 yards. You know, that was great. He was tripped up at the 1-yard line by number 8, Richard Venable. You know, that was a good play by the Wolves on the 1-yard line. Going to see what we can do here. Probably convert. I don't really have my doubts. Looks like that was that a quarterback sneak? It looked like Blake just kept the ball, and we pushed it into the offense, or into the touchdown. So that puts the Wolves up 20-0. Joel Gertzen kind of come out here to kick the point after attempt. The Wolves are just dominating the Blue Jays. You know, I mean, again, this is what I expected. Didn't really expect anything different. It actually looks like Joel Gertzen isn't coming out, and we're going to go for 2 here. Well, looked like number 3, J.P. Gardner, was at quarterback there.
Number 3, J.P. Gardner, was the quarterback on that play right there. And so Marshfield called a timeout because the Wolves did what they wanted to do. They threw him off guard. That is a very odd formation to run, and it catches a lot of teams off guard because you're not used to seeing that formation. You kind of think, well, what is that? I mean, you're just kind of like, I don't know what they're doing. And so it's really good at throwing teams off. It looks like the coaches probably talked to Marshfield about how to stop this, or maybe what the Wolves are going to do. But let's see what the Wolves are going to do right here. We're going to see if they – it looks like Joel Gertzen is coming onto the field, so they will go for a field goal or a point after right here.
It looked like to me they were just going to either take the chances, and if, you know, they didn't call a timeout, catch them off guard and try to convert. But then if they did, they were just going to go for the point after. which, that's fine for me. Joel Gertzen is going to make it. It looked like that was roughing the kicker by number 4 on the Blue Jays, Tristan Greenfield, but he did actually get pretty close to blocking that kick. He got through, but never, nonetheless, he roughed the kicker. But that point after attempt was good. That brings the score 21-0 with 5 minutes, 46 seconds left in the first half of Wolves football. Again, conference game going the way I expected it to. Another thing I wanted to add to that is it's with a more experienced or just better developed team, maybe some more seniors or whatever, they're able to adjust to that. But for a team like Marshfield, who isn't as good, they can't adjust to a play like that when, they think Joel's going to go kick a field goal, a point after attempt, and then we go out there to go for 2. They weren't able to adjust, and that cost the Blue Jays a timeout, which, we're not going to know how that's going to go. I think the Wolves are going to get their ball back before the end of the first half. They're going to stop the Blue Jays. What do you think is going to happen with that?
I agree with that. Now, something that I extremely don't like, and a lot of fans don't like, is roughing the kicker / passer, whichever one you're doing. Joel Gertzen is about to kick off the ball, but something that can't happen is roughing the passer or kicker, because that's dangerous, especially the kicker. He's on 1 foot, and, you can't get that close. When you're supposed to block a kick, you're not supposed to go after the kicker. You're supposed to go for just a little bit in front so you don't hurt the kicker. Will be a squib right there by Joel. Great kick right there by Joel Gertzen, American Sniper. But it seems to be that number 1, Will Smith, gets to the outside, and he was brought down by Devin Hackathorn. It was a great gain right there for the Marshfield. Will Smith's been able to find the outside and just get a big gain right there.
And that's fine that they've been, that we've been having good kicks, honestly. But Will Smith has been doing pretty good. Again, that's number 1 for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays 1st and 10, ball on the 26-yard line. Going to see how the Wolves are going to defend here. And it looks like number 10, number 10 for the Blue Jays, Garrett Nunley, is set to command the offense. He's going to hand the ball off to number 21. Number 21, Wyatt Wilsey. That was his first carry, wasn't it? I haven't seen him carry the ball at all. Have you?
He had a carry at the very, 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 very start of the game.
So that was for a decent gain. We have 2nd and 3rd, ball on the 34-yard line. Wolves are going to have to stop him here. He's going to hand it off to Wyatt Wisely again, number 21, who looked like he was tackled for maybe half a yard gain, no gain. So, gonna see, if they can convert this 3rd down. They haven't really been very exceptional at converting 3rd downs. I don't really think that they're gonna be able to, get much more than that conversion. I think if they do get a conversion, that'll be all they get. Nothing really big here. The Wolves have been great at stopping it and limiting it to small plays. Looked like you had offsides or encroachment by number 62, Colin Cross, on the play. Just mistimed the snap. Was ready to jump the gun, was ready to get into the backfield, and the offense got him there. At least we're up by a lot, and at least the Blue Jays are farther, on their side of the field. But no matter what, encroachment, you got to try to stay away from it. Colin Cross, again, number 62, doesn't really do that much. He's usually a great lineman. He missed a game, actually, for, some reasons, but he's been a great help. Him and Garrett Miller's back. Our D-line's doing amazing.
You can't really do that on 3rd and short because it gives them the 1st down without even having to do any work. But number 4 right there, Tristan Greenfield, on the carry right there, he was tackled by number 20, Kelly Newton.
We have 2nd and 9 here. Gonna see how the Blue Jays are going to march down the field here. Number 12 for the Blue Jays. Gonna pass it deep to number 10, who I don't know if he caught that ball. It looked like it was down to me. It looked like he did not have possession of it when he hit the ground. You know, I don't think that was a catch at all. I mean, there was nobody on him. That was not the best pass coverage there, but I really do not think he caught that ball. You know, you saw him, it hit his hands, then it literally bounced out of his hands, and by the time he was down, I don't think there's any way he had possession, but refs are calling that a first down. 1st and 10, ball on the 30-yard line. I just don't really agree with that call there. It just seemed like it really wasn't the right call to me. We have number 12. Looks like we have, it looks like maybe encroachment again. Excuse me, false start against the Blue Jays. Not really what the Blue Jays are wanting to see. You know, again, it didn't look like the best pass coverage on that play. It looked like he got into the open. What do you think?
Most definitely. But my problem with that pass right there is the wide receiver was juggling the ball. And when I say juggling, I mean he was bobbling it. He was bouncing the ball off each hand. He didn't have complete possession when he hit the ground. And then when he hit the ground, the ball hit the ground, and then he got his body on top of it. And so my problem with that is that he never had possession. If you were to catch it and then go down and then drop the ball, then that would be a fumble, and then he would recover it. But the problem was he was juggling it, so he never had complete possession of the ball right there. Colin Cross will tackle number 21, Wyatt Wilsey. He'll tackle him for a loss right there. Nice job by Colin Cross right there. Colin Cross is a very big kid, and he's great at using his speed and his strength to get past offensive linemen. And, I mean, he's really good at jumping the snap. I mean, he makes a couple mistakes, but it's fine. Kelly Newton plows one of the linemen down, and then he will be there on the tackle, him and Ben Moeller right there. You see Ben Moeller wrap up the runner, and then Kelly Newton come in and help Ben Moeller on the tackle. Fantastic job right there by Ben and Kelly. As I was saying before, Kelly just, a blocker was coming to block, and Kelly just shoves him over, takes him down, and that allowed Kelly to be there on the play right there. Nice job by Kelly showing off the strength.
3rd and long, 1:45 left in the half. You know, gonna see how the Blue Jays are gonna handle this. Number 10, Garrett Nunley at QB here. Oh, excuse me, that was number 12. Looking for a pass play, scrambling out of the pocket. He's gonna be brought down by number 52. Excuse me, by number 52, Ben Moeller. Excuse me. That was number 62, Colin Cross on the tackle. JP Gardner, number 3, came in, you know, from on the sideline, came in right there. And then as he was worried about him, Colin Cross just came and bulldozed him down. Colin Cross, for, you know, a guy his size, if you really get a good look at him, he is much faster than I think most people predict. You think that guy's going to be a typical slow, big guy? You know, when he gets moving, he can haul. 4th and long. 1:30 left in the half, and the Blue Jays are going to try to convert this 4th and long. I don't think it's going to happen.
Colin Cross sometimes kind of reminds me of an Ndamukong Suh, which is a defensive lineman for the Dolphins who is very strong, and he has a big body, and what he can do is he shoves the defender out of his way, and he uses his speed. I mean, he's not the fastest guy in the NFL because he's a huge lineman, 300-plus pounds, but he has a good speed, and he causes pressure in the backfield, and that's exactly what Colin Cross does. And, I mean, there is a comparison. I'm not saying Colin Cross is NFL, but there was a timeout by the Wolves right there. By Marshfield, my bad.
Their last timeout, 1:31 in the half. And this is 4th and long. 4th and 17. I do expect the Wolves to stop this play. We're going to have to make sure the pass coverage is on. You know, don't want one of those plays to happen again. Even though I don't think that was the right call. It happened, you know, we're over that. But I think they got the Wolves. Wolves not expecting a pass when that play did happen. And, you know, I give props to Marshfield, although he didn't exactly catch it. Oh, it looks like Marshfield is going to be punting the ball now. Number 80 will be punting it. Caleb Crackman. Looks like a sky-high punt out of bounds around the 15-yard line. number 20, Kelly Newton, was set to return that punt, and there's a flag on the play. Going to see what exactly the flag is. Did you see penalty? Do you know what it is?
No.
It's roughing the kicker against Reed Spring, and whether it's against us or against the opposing team, it's still a really dangerous play. Even more for high school kids. When you're on one leg, knees really are only supposed to bend one way, and it's easy to get them to bend another if they're if you hit them from the right way. So waiting to see what the call is here. It's still going to be 4th and long, 4th and 12. And I believe the Blue Jays are going to be punching the ball. Number 80 again, Caleb Crackman, to number 20, Kelly Newton. A minute and 20 seconds left in the first half, going down, as we're speaking. If you didn't see it, that ball, JP was blocking, the kicking team, JP going to number 3, and the ball almost actually hit him. That hits him, goes in bounds, then the Blue Jays can recover it. Kind of a funny play there. Number 2, Blake Gromvold going to command the offense, going to see what we can do here.
Handoff to number 8, Seth Stamps on the play right there. That will be a tackle for a loss. The Wolves will most likely just run down the clock right here. No reason to go for a big play or to continuously keep going for first downs, because you don't want to risk anything right here. You don't want to give Marshfield a score before halftime. Another handoff right up the middle. Coulter Winton, a fumble on the play. It looks like it was recovered by the Wolves, but that's exactly what I was talking about. You cannot risk you can't risk this kind of stuff before halftime. The problem with that is, let's say Marshfield gets it and they go a deep pass touchdown. Oh, it's now 7-21, and then Marshfield gets the ball at halftime, and let's say they score again, 14-21. It's a whole new game. So that's my problem with doing that stuff. You got to cover up the football, especially in a situation like that. But 15 seconds left on the clock. Another run up the middle by the Wolves. It looks to be number 6, Corey Robinette right there on the play. The Wolves will just let the clock run down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic job by the Wolves. Their defense definitely showing off what they can do. A little bit trouble with the pass coverage, but no big harm done. I thought it was great pass coverage. Well, maybe not great pass coverage, but it made the wide receiver worry about the cornerbacks and the safeties, so he kind of lost focus and dropped the football right there. But still, going back to that call, I found that to be a bad call right there. I found it to be the wide receiver was juggling it, but there's no harm done, so we don't need to talk about that. The past is the past, and now all the Wolves can do is just go into the future and just destroy Marshfield and keep going with their defense and offense.
I completely agree. I think this game's going to end up, it's already starting to be a blowout. I think it's going to end to be a blowout. Hopefully it can be a shutout. You saw Coulter Winton get a big run there, but then he fumbled it, and, he hasn't had as many handoffs as I would expect him to have this game. And he did have his first big, breakout to get out into the open, but he just, I don't know, he did. I think he might be having some pressure, with someone who scores a lot, the fans, the coaches, the teammates, himself, he expects to score a lot. Coulter, wants to score. And so I think sometimes if you ever have trouble scoring, sometimes you just get frustrated, but I think he's fine, I think he'll be fine. Number 23, Ben Helms, has done an exceptional job at,
McKenna Curtis
you
and
know,
her parents,
running the
Christy
ball.
and John Curtis.
And the Wolves have just done a good job. Blake Gronville doing good, has a passing touchdown. He actually has a rushing, the quarterback sneak, got in the end zone there, was able to get a touchdown there. That's great for him too. Seth Stamps for the touchdown. The score 21-0. That is great for the Wolves. I'm really hoping this game will be a shutout. Do you think it'll be a shutout? I don't know. Do you expect them to score?
I don't know what lies in the future, but I mean, anything could happen right here after the first half. I mean, Marshfield could go in and just create a new game plan and catch the Wolves by surprise, but the Wolves might do the same thing right there. But I don't know if the Wolves really need to change their game plan because their game plan's working. Maybe their offensive game plan isn't being as effective as they maybe want, but their defensive game plan's definitely been good. Their linebackers are doing fantastic. The linemen are doing fantastic for the defense, and I mean, it's just a great showing right here by the Wolves.
Who do you think for the Reed Spring Wolves, offense, defense, coaches, it really doesn't matter. Who do you think has had the best impact, the greatest impact on the Reed Spring Wolves, positive impact? Who do you think, after reviewing that game, what do you think the Wolves are playing like? Who do you think, again, has had the biggest impact?
I spoke to a lot of the players, and I've asked them about the coaching staff, and a lot of them say the coaching staff is amazing, and they say that they're so they kind of motivate the players so well. It makes the players feel extremely good. It makes them feel confident going into games. I mean, the Bolivar game, the coaches talked the players up and made the players feel very good about themselves.
So, again, halftime coming up. Wolves are going to be coming back to hopefully stomp the Marshfield Blue Jays, but we'll be taking a break here. We'll come back before the second half begins. Review the first half. Stay tuned, please, so that we can get back to you guys. Thank you for watching the first half of Reed Spring Wolves versus the Marshfield Blue Jays in this conference game. It's been great.
At this time, we would like to take this.
Pop's Dairy Dell has been family owned and operated since 1958 in downtown Reed Spring. For over 50 years, Pop's has been serving locals and visitors classic diner food. Burgers, fries, and onion rings are all made fresh to order. Soft serve ice cream is on hand for your favorite sundae, or try a flavor burst cone with any combination of our 8 great flavors. If you like quality food made fresh to order, Pop's Dairy Dell is the perfect choice.
The bands are under the direction of Mrs. Heather Clyden. First to 7th grade will perform Joe Big Red. Now the 8th grade band will perform the Reed Spring Fight Song. Everybody stand up and show your school spirit by clapping along. Spring Middle School Band. Please welcome the Wolf Pride Band as they enter the field. The band's show this year is entitled Emotion. Soloists are Abby Garrett on horn and Bobby Hunt and Sarah Moody on trumpet. The music was composed by our percussion instructor, Harry Ward. And the color guard was choreographed by Missouri State University guard instructor, John Sullivan. Crystal Hunt is the guard director. The band is directed by Marissa Kaiser, Heather Plyman, and John DeVos. Drum majors, Alicia Maldonado, Alexis Brock, and Kate O'Connor. Is the Wolf Pride Band ready? And now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen closely while Katie awakens each of the 5 emotions as the Wolf Pride Band presents its 2016 show.
Each person has a distinct personality, and each of our personalities are made up of a particular blend of just 5 basic emotions. There's fear, disgust, joy, anger, and sadness. Together, these emotions combine to shape each of us into who we uniquely are. While joy is the constant desire we all have, the other emotions are important to keep things in perspective. For example, sometimes a serious loss causes sadness. Whether it is caused by a misunderstanding, a move, or even death, being distant from a loved one always creates sorrow. but sadness eventually brings us closer to other loved ones in our lives. So do anger, disgust, and fear in their own ways. In that closeness, those new connections create joy. And so, the only question that remains for all of us is, how do you find your joy?
Once again, folks, the Reed Spring High School Wolf Pride Band. Once the band travels to Missouri State University tomorrow to compete in the Ozark Marching Festival. The band performs at 1:45 in the afternoon. In 2 weekends, our band booster will host the 9th annual Ozark Mountain Marching Festival. It is an all-day event. Admission is only $6 for adults and $3 for children and teens. Please accept our invitation to come out and watch 17 of the best bands in this part of the country as I perform their shows. As the band leaves the field, the seniors have marched out of their shoes and left them for the younger members to gather. This tradition happens each year at the last regular home game. How about a hand for the band class of 2017? How about another hand for the Wolf Pride Band?
Hello, Wolf fans. We are back. We have about 3 minutes left. You know, both teams, stretching, getting loose again before the second half. The score is 21-0. To give you a recap on the half, Blake Gromwald, number 2, threw a decent gaining passing touchdown to Corey Robinette. Corey Robinette had a run to get on about the 1 yard line, 2 yard line. Seth Stamps ran it up the gut to get his touchdown. And Blake Gromwald, number 2, quarterback, had a QB sneak, quarterback draw to get him a touchdown, and that is our 3 touchdowns. The Wolves have stopped the Blue Jays, every drive. Corey Robinette had a pick 6. There's been a fumble that was returned by the Blue Jays, but most of all, the Blue Jays just really haven't been able to, put a dent in anything that the Wolves have been doing defensively, offensively. The Blue Jays have done a decent job of stopping some runs up the middle, but the Wolves were able to just, dissect the defense, and were able to read them and, mix it up good enough to where they were able to work well together as an offensive team. The coaching staff done great, read what the defense is doing, read what the Blue Jays offense is doing, changed the Wolves accordingly, and managed to do well. Would you have any significant things you'd like to tell everybody about, the first half, or what you think's gonna happen in the second half? We have a minute left of halftime before the second half gets started. The Blue Jays will be receiving the kickoff.
What I hope is that the Wolves don't come out thinking that they have this game in the bag, because I feel like the Blue Jays came into their locker room, sat down, talked over what they need to work on. They created a new game plan. They said, hey, the run's not working, so we need to create something new. The Wolves known for their run stop, but in my opinion, I think Marshfield might lean on a little bit more of a pass game right here, because the Wolves don't excel in the pass defense, which isn't bad because a lot of high school teams rely heavily on the run, and that's what the Wolves can stop is the run. And so we're going to see what the Marshfield Blue Jays are going to come out and do, and we're going to see what the Wolves come out and do. I think the Wolves are going to keep their mentality of first down up, and I feel like Marshfield is going to try a different kind of game plan right here of maybe I'm going to think they're going to rely a little bit more on passing than they were in the first half, or maybe they're going to just hope that the first half was just luck for the Wolves, and they're going to just keep going with the same game plan, which if they do that, then that's going to be a very bad idea for them because the Wolves are very reliable. But Joel Gertzen, a.k.a. American Sniper, is back to kick it. Joel Gertzen has showed off his leg very well over this season. I mean, he's progressed very well as a kicker. I mean, that is a long kick right there by a huge gain right there, and that was number 18, Cole Mitchell. I was reading 13. That's my bad. It looks like I might need my glasses to be fixed because they are definitely not working.
So JT Bailiff with the stop again. One of the biggest weaknesses I've seen the Wolves have is the defending the kick. Joel gives them these perfect opportunities, huge kicks, and the Wolves just don't seem to really be able to, figure it out. Some key defensive players have been all of them, but Ben Mueller, number 52, has been doing great, but they all have. Kelly Newton's been doing good. Asa, Colin Cross, all been doing good. Ball is handed off to, was that handed off or was it kept by number 12? By number 12, Brock Utek. Was that was a handoff, I believe.
I don't think it was a handoff because Brock Utek has been a quarterback, and when he's not in quarterback, he's just on the sideline because he's not a very good runner for Marshfield. But I mean, he got a good gain right there. That was like one of his only rushes, and the Marshfield's going to run it right up the middle once again. That was rushed by, it seemed to be number 10, Garrett Nunley, number 12, my bad. And they're going for the run right up the middle, so it looks like they haven't changed their game plan.
Yeah, they like you said, well, are they going to change their game plan or they're not? Though they are kind of they are using their game plan, what seems like better. Maybe the Wolves just have, I need to get back in the rhythm and things, but they got the first down on their own. Excuse me, not on their own. We have a handoff to number 10. To number 10, Garrett Nunley. But they got a first down. Ball is on the 49. It looks like it's going to be second and long here. The Wolves have been doing good, with defense. In the first half they did great. But we're going to see if they have to make any adjustments. The biggest thing I saw that happened with their defense was that controversial pass play. That kid was really open. And whether he caught it or not, he was still open. He was still by the defenders. Number 12, Brock Utecht is going to get into the open but be brought down by number 8, Seth Stamps. You know, Colin had just talked about his running, but he's really showcasing it here. He's surprising me. Maybe that is a switch to their game plan, that the quarterback is doing more work than what the Wolves initially thought he would be doing. What do you think about that, Colin? Do you think he's been doing more work? Do you think they changed their game plan to let him run the ball more? What do you think?
Well, what I think is number 10, who is their quarterback that was running more compared to number 12, Brock Utecht. Number 10, Garrett Nunley was the guy to run, and that wasn't working out. There are flags on the play. That wasn't working out. So what I think Marshfield did is they said, all right, he's not really finding the hole. He's not on his A game today. So let's see what Brock Utecht can do. Well, it looks like Brock Utecht is finding his game. It was false start by Marshfield right there. But I feel like they've changed their game plan, and they're going to rely more on Brock Utecht because they figured out that their other quarterback, number 10, Garrett Nunley, isn't really on his A game, but maybe Brock Utecht is. We're going to see if he can continue these big runs.
I personally think Brock Utecht, if that is the case, they said, hey, Brock, he can't really find the holes. Can you take, I think he stepped up. From what it seems like, he's done good. I'll give him props. Another flag on the play. That was 1st and 15. I want to say that was on the defense, but I'm not sure. Do you know if it was false start or? We're going to hear the official decision now. I did see number 79, Austin Bradfield, moving. That was another false start by the Blue Jays. When you get those first downs, they're in good field position. If they got stopped, they might be able to kick a field goal. It'd be a long one, especially for high school standards, but I think they would be able to do pretty good. 1st and 20, ball on the 42-yard line. Brock Utecht is going to hand it off to number 21, Wyatt Wilsey, and he's just going to get a small gain or no gain at all.
Number 21, Wyatt
definitely going to see how the Wolves are going to stop them from converting this 3rd and long or 2nd and long. I don't think the Wolves are going to have a problem. It seems to me I'm predicting a punt or a turnover on downs. Well, what do you think's going to happen?
Those are 2 of the 3 possibilities that could happen is a punt, turnover, or a touchdown. So most likely one of those 2 will happen right there. But number 12, he tried evading the tackle right there, but that's not happening because number 20, Kelly Newton, was all over him. Great job by Kelly right there, not letting him get around him. It seems like number 80 for Marshfield is limping. Number 80 is Caleb Kraisman. He hasn't really been a big threat, so if Marshfield loses him, no big deal for Marshfield right there. But the Wolves, nice job right there stopping the run. It is 3rd. It's 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 13 right here on the play. Let's see what Marshfield can come up with. They have no wide receivers. Number 12 is at QB. He'll hand it off. There are flags on the play right there. The handoff was to number 4, Tristan Greenfield.
Number 4, Tristan Greenfield on the carry. He's tackled by number 74.
Gonna see what the flags are here. That was 3rd and long. Looks like it was holding against the Blue Jays. Definitely not what they were looking for. That's probably actually the exact opposite of what they're looking for. Although the holding penalty was declined because of, that being 3rd down. Now it's 4th and 13. Did not gain or lose any yards there. Number 80, Caleb Crackman, is going to be punching this ball to number 20, Kelly Newton. His punts have really been pretty high punts that didn't exactly make it to Kelly, and we ended up just not touching them and letting them roll out of bounds or let the Blue Jays, touch them in the play. This one is going to go out of bounds on what looks like the 12-yard line. Those have been the kicks that he's been kicking, I don't know if he just doesn't have the leg power or what, but We're going to see, the Wolves definitely do not have the best field position, but we're going to see what they can do here. Number 2, Blake Gronvold will be commanding the offense here. You got Seth Stamps, Corey Robinette, and Ben Helms at the tailback spots. That's going to be a handoff to Corey Robinette for what seems like a 5-6 yard gain, good gain. Going to just march up the field. Didn't have the best field position, but we're going to, do what we can with it. Move up the field. Wolves doing great there. That was a 7-yard run. 2nd and 3, ball on the 19-yard line. Ball handed off to Corey again. He's going to look for a hole, ends up breaking to the outside. Good enough for the first down, Great run by Corey. Again, good enough for first down, ball on the 25-yard line.
The Wolves showing off the run right here in the second half, just as they were in the first half. The Wolves are pumped up on the sideline. They're definitely wanting another touchdown right here. They want to really just take this lead into their own hands, and they don't want Marshfield to even have a chance. That was a run right there by Ben Helms.
Looked like it was for essentially no gain.
Number 23, Ben Helms with a 1-yard run.
So 2nd and 10. He was stopped by number 59, Tristan Pergman. Looks like it's going to be a speed option here. Blake Gronvold is just going to choose to keep the ball. He's going to get some yards there. That was a good play by him, good choice. The pitch probably would not have gained that many yards. You can see they had some defenders out there watching Seth Stamps, number 8. And now we have 3rd and short. Wolves should be able to convert this. Their game up the middle has been great. You think they're going to convert this?
Most definitely.
Got some flags on the play. Play is not going to happen. Going to see what exactly happened here.
False start on the offense.
Ball is going to be spotted on the Reed Spring 29-yard line. 3rd and 7 here. Ball handed off to number 6, Corey, who got a hand. Number 40 for the Blue Jays got a hand on him there. That would be number 40 again. Chance Toten ended up bringing him down. Joel Gertzen coming out here to punt the ball. Wolves not having the drive they wanted. The punt will be going back for number 4 for the Blue Jays. Tristan Greenfield is going to be returning this one. Joel with a beautiful punt here. The Wolves are just going to watch it roll down the field as it goes out of bounds. Great punt by Joel Gertzen. Again, showing off the leg, American Sniper there. He's doing great.
Number 1, Joel Gertzen's punt failed.
The Wolves will most likely stop the Marshfield right here. Marshfield probably going to rely heavy on the run game. Their pass game, it hasn't been really that bad. They had a big play right there. So you'd think that they would come out and rely on it, but it looks like they're not. They're just going to keep going and trying to rely on the run game. But when you're going up against the Wolves, it's pretty hard to rely on your run game because the Wolves are known to stop the run. And, the Wolves are just fantastic tonight at stopping the run of Marshfield.
Looks like that was going to be a rough snap. A flag on the play. Looks like it was brought down by number 52, Ben Moeller. And it looked like that was number 12, Brant Utek with the... Excuse me, that was number 6, Daniel Yarbrough on the carry. But yes, tackled by a loss by number 52, Ben Moeller, and number 55, Jacob Rance.
We did have a hold against the Blue Jays.
We have holding on the Blue Jays, which is going to put them 2nd and long and huge. And we're going to see, if the Wolves stop them here, a punt, even if they punt it, it's not going to put the Wolves in terrible field position. Actually put them in great field position. It looks like the quarterback is going to keep this. He did not get many yards, if any, off that. No, pretty much no gain. You see Asa Baker, number 74, getting pumped. They got the stop. 3rd and 17. That was Brock Utek on the carry. You know, he kept the ball, didn't really do anything special there. Gonna see how the Wolves defend this. 3rd and long. Don't think they're really gonna have a problem. Are you expecting a pass or run here?
I mean, I don't think they're going to convert a run, but they are going to try the deep pass right here to number 10. Nobody even there, but it was good coverage right there by Corey Robinette, showing off the speed, defending the pass right there. But that pass was, I mean, it wasn't really to anyone, so it will now be 4th and long.
Gonna definitely expect a punt here. You know, Corey was out in front of, Corey was actually out in front of the intended receiver, and he was still unable to reach it. You see number 51, Garrett Miller, limping on the sidelines and now sitting down with the trainer by him. He's been out for a while. Not really the best thing we could have. Got some flags on the play. The routine punt for Marshfield, they just kick it high, bounces everywhere, and our players got to get out of the way. That was Caleb Crackman, and that ball is down on the Marshfield 45-yard line. Going to see what the flags were for, see the official decision here.
Illegal block in the back by Reed Spring.
That was an illegal block in the back by Reed Spring. Really not going to hurt him that bad. Still can't happen, but not going to hurt him that bad, as the ball is on the 39-yard line. On the Wolves' 39-yard line. 1st and 10 here. We have number 2, Blake Gromvold, commanding the offense on this drive. Like he has been all game. He's done a great job here. Going to see what the Wolves have in store. It's going to be a fake pitch to number 6, Corey Robinette. Blake is going to look for a pass and not have anyone to pass to, so he's going to run and end up getting tackled out of bounds. Ended up being keeper. It looked like it was for no loss, no gain. 2nd and 10, ball on the 39-yard line still. That was a good decision. You know, if you don't want to pass into a terrible thing. I'd rather even lose a yard there, but we do have 2nd and 11 here, actually.
Yeah, but you really don't want your quarterback to take a hit, because he is what your offense relies on, is that quarterback. But a run right there up the middle. It will be 3rd and about 5 right there. It was a good run right there by Coulter Winton, number 26. He's very good at running, and he's definitely been showing off his running skills lately.
Yeah, you know, I agree. You don't want the quarterback to get hit hard, but at the same time, Blake's a strong kid. You know, yeah, you don't want him to get hurt. I think he just made a good play there. 3rd and 5 here. It's going to be a speed option. Blake's going to keep the ball. He's going to break into the open here, and he's going to be tripped up by number 17 for the Blue Jays. That is Josh Tansey. Great play by Blake Gromvold, showing off the speed. He's definitely not the world's fastest kid, but I think he did great. Speed option. Saw that he couldn't pitch it, or if he did, it wouldn't gain. He saw the hole, took the ball. You know, he's not afraid to get hit. Definitely a great play. 1st and 10, ball on the 23-yard line. He's a threat in all ways, in my opinion. Another speed option. He's going to pitch it to Seth. And as soon as Seth, you know, gets the ball in hand, he's going to get hit. Tackle for a loss. Seth, you know, I think that's a good play by Seth, because when you're paying attention to this pitch, you're looking at the ball, you receive it, and then all of a sudden you look up and you get hit. He was able to handle that well. Your opinions, your thoughts? I mean, before you get to that, you actually see a lot of receivers do that in, you know, the league or in college or even in high school. They'll try to turn before they catch it or stuff like that. You know, same concept.
Basically the same concept right there. And, I mean, If Blake would have pitched it. Oh, pitch right there by Blake. Risey gets tackled to number 6. Corey Robinette. Touchdown for the Wolves. He must have had wings because he was flying on that play. Corey Robinette showing off the speed. Fantastic job by the Wolves.
That was a great pitch by Blake as soon as he got hit. You know, you mentioned it. It was just a great play by the Wolves, great blocking and everything. They're going to be going for here a super weird formation. And the 2-point conversion is good. You got number 3, J.P. Gardner at quarterback. And he is going to pitch the ball to number 20, Kelly Newton, for the 2-point conversion. Great play by the Wolves there. That is the same play or the same formation they tried to line up against the Marshfield earlier, and they ended up doing it again here. Last time Marshfield called a timeout. You have 29-0, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Game is going well. You know, in my opinion, my goal as defense, which this is your goal every game, is to try to not let the other team score. But you know, you're 3 quarters in, almost done with the third quarter, and they haven't scored. That's great for the defense. I think the offense is commanding really well, playing very good. Again, number 1, Joel Gertson will be kicking this ball off to number 1, Will Smith, as well as I believe number 10, Grant Nunley. Yes, that's correct. Gonna see Joel's kick here. Always impresses you. You know, Colin got the nickname for him, American Sniper. Definitely does great at kicking the ball wherever he wants, you know, changing up the style of kick. He's a great kicker here.
Number 1, Joel Gertson's kick sails into the end zone.
Huge kick into the end zone for a touchback, which means the Blue Jays will be taking the ball on the 20-yard line to start their drive. Probably their final drive of the third quarter. Do you think the Wolves are going to get the ball back before the end of the third quarter?
I truthfully couldn't tell you on that because you never know what Marshfield has in their pocket. I mean, they might pull out something that they've been saving for a moment like this just to catch the Wolves off guard. So I really don't know what will happen right here. I mean, anything can happen, and so maybe they're just going to keep running up the middle, or maybe they're going to throw a little bit of a curveball at the Wolves.
You see here, it does look like exactly what you said, a run up the middle for actually a loss. But, you know, in this situation, you might actually expect like a pass play, see what they can do. That was number 6, Danny Yarbrough on the carry, tackled by, you guessed it, number 52, Ben Mueller. Again, like we said, he came in, filled a role for some injuries during week 3, and now leads the team in tackles. That kid plays football extremely well. You know, he's a sophomore, stepped up, plays like an upperclassman, though. Number 10, Garrett Nunley at QB, is going to keep the ball himself and be tackled by number 3, J.P. Gardner, for maybe a yard gain. 3rd and long. If the Wolves can stop the Blue Jays here, great field position for them. I just really don't see many threats by the Blue Jays. When we played Central, we beat Central by a lot, but I still saw threats. Montre White, their running back, was a threat. Robert Galvin, their receiver, could be a threat as long as the quarterback was able to mix up looks, but the Blue Jays don't have much. Looked like that's a false start by number 69 of the Blue Jays, Leon Cardona. You can see Asa Baker, number 74, really getting pumped. You know, that kid starts both sides of the ball. On offense, he's able to pass block, open up holes. He's able to do whatever he's asked to do. And on defense, he's able to really put pressure on the offense to, you know, they're trying to open up holes on him now. And when you're really good at opening up holes, you know the techniques, and he's able to use that knowledge and do it from the other side, prevents it, you know. It's a great thing about starting both sides of the ball. And he's a great player and does it well. Number 10, Garrett Nunley at QB, is going to keep this ball, breaks the outside, but be brought down very quickly by number 8, Seth Stamps.
Garrett Miller is on the sideline walking back and forth. He was on the ground for a long period of time, laying down with a trainer. It looks like he has his ankle taped up right now. It looks like he's taking jogs down and back. It looks like not only was his ankle, but a little bit of his knee was the problem. And he's taking about 10-yard jogs down and back, seeing how it feels when he runs. The punt right here to number 20, Kelly Newton. Kelly will pick it up, and he'll try to get a little bit more of a gain. He'll pick up another about 6 yards right there.
You know, one thing that's pretty funny about Caleb Crackman's punts is our team, you know, running on the field, that punt's so high in the air, and it's kind of a short punt. You almost get scared that it's going to hit our players, but do you think that was a risky play by Kelly to grab that ball with defenders kind of close to him? He did fight for extra yards, but are those yards worth it?
Every yard is important. You know, that 1 yard could change the game. You know, there's been so many plays in history where it's on the 1 yard line, and that 1 yard decides the game. So you always want to take advantage of your yards. You know, if you can get a yard, get it. And right there, you saw Blake attendant pass for number 9, Ransom Alphen, which Ransom was a receiver who did get a touchdown earlier this game. That pass was a little bit Blake led his man Ransom a little bit too far right there.
To me, what it looked like is Ransom wasn't. I don't know, this is just my personal opinion, but as soon as Ransom saw the pass was intended for him, he started running harder and faster. And I think that if he would have just been running like that the whole time, there would be a different outcome. As you see on that play, the speed option, Blake decides to keep it, makes a huge gain there. 1st and 10. Looks like ball's going to be on the 13-yard line. He was tackled by number 4, Tristan Greenfield. But I don't know if you caught it, but to me it just kind of looked like, I have all respect for Ransom. You know, he scored the touchdown, but to me it looked like as soon as he saw the pass was for him and it might have been a little too far, then he started sprinting.
But going off what you were saying, Blake should have picked up on Ransom's speed at the start. Blake was tackled for a loss right there, but he just saw that Ransom was jogging. So, I mean, truthfully, I would think that Blake would go off of that speed and not Ransom's top speed because Ransom wasn't running that. But, I mean, Ransom was still running hard before the ball was thrown. And he's known, I feel like Ransom, what he's trying to do is he's kind of pulling that move where he was kind of like, oh, this is my full speed. And what wide receivers do a lot is they start off the game or maybe in the middle of the game, they go with this same speed and they keep the speed and then they trick the cornerback and burn them on a play. And we're going to go into commercials right here. We'll get back to you later.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Hello, Wolves fans. We're back. Glad you stayed tuned there. We have the handoff to number 26, Coulter Witten. Then you saw number 60 of the Blue Jays stand up and start to run with the ball, but I think he was already down. I don't think there's anything to be worried about there. That was Jason Lundley that stood up with the ball. Wolves are 3rd and long. But, you know, now that you pointed that out about Ransom, you know, him showing that's my max speed, then takes off, I completely agree. You know, I just didn't really think about that. But, yeah, I don't think he was being lazy by any means. I actually think that's exactly what he's doing, exactly what you said. 3rd and 10 here.
It's a very good trick that a lot of your greatest wide receivers use. Blake Gronville gets hit right as he passes the ball. That ball will be intercepted by number 99, Daryl Van Nostrand. But my problem with that That's not Blake Gromlin's fault. He gets tackled, and as he's coming back, he throws it. And so nothing Blake could do about there. Well, to an extent, Blake could have saw that he was about to get tackled and thrown it out. But still, that's not completely Blake's fault, that interception. That kind of goes onto the line. But, I mean, no harm here. The defense knows that they're going to stop them, and the defense is going to go all out right here.
With the experience that Blake has, and when I say that, not much compared to, maybe a senior, but I hope it doesn't hurt his confidence, because it shouldn't. He's been a great quarterback, and, and any player, you can't really let that happen, but I think he's okay, and I agree. O-line was definitely should have tried to help pass blocking there. Number 10, Garrett Nunley with the keeper there for about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Back to that pick, completely agree with you. Was hitting through. It could have been a fumble, which would have been worse, but he was able to get it off. Those plays suck as a quarterback, but do you think that to pass, to throw the ball away, you have to be out of the pocket, right?
Yes, but Blake should have saw the pressure, and he should have scrambled a little bit. That was a tackle right there by number 55, Jacob Rance. But going to that topic, the fumble might not have been worse. You have to take a chance right there. Well, not take a chance. I mean, you don't want to fumble, of course. But on the fumble, there's a 50-50 chance that you could recover it. And so it maybe wouldn't have been the worst thing to fumble, but also wouldn't have been the best thing. I mean, you never know. Maybe they could have recovered the fumble, taken it all the way touchdown. That would have been a momentum killer for the Wolves. The interception was a momentum. It wasn't a complete momentum killer, but it did kind of give Marshfield a little bit of a spark. We see number 12 right here running to the outside, finding the space. He's going, and he will be tackled. That was a rush right there by number 12, Brock Hewlett. A huge gain right there. He will be tackled out of bounds by number 20, Kelly Newton right there.
That was a pretty good play by him. You saw Logan, the defensive end. He, started to break around, couldn't quite catch him. Seth even tried. Both of those kids are pretty athletic. They're good speed, not amazing, but, good speed, and they didn't exactly catch him. Good play by him. So, going to be on the Blue Jays 47-yard line, 1st and 10 with number 10, Grant Nunley at QB. He's going to go for the keeper there, quarterback draw, and, Garrett. I keep calling him Grant, my bad. Looked like it was brought down by number 24, Dakota Romesburg, but essentially a pack of Wolves. Going to be for a small gain, 2nd and 8, ball on the Blue Jays 49.
I think you might need to borrow my glasses for a little bit, because it looks like you're going to misread this one. I mean, hey, but it's okay. We all have those moments.
Yeah, I don't really think you can talk much. You thought one of their numbers was 13 when it definitely wasn't, but that's whatever. Number 12 at QB looking for the pass. J.P. Gardner tried to swat the ball. That was to number 40, Chance Toten. We have number 24, Dakota Romesburg, standing by a Wolves player. Number 20, Kelly Newton. I believe he's fine. Maybe just what looked like frustrated. Was the tackle was by number 6, Corey. Did Kelly get hit? Was he frustrated himself? What do you think?
I think he just got a little stunned right there. But my thing is did JP look like he went to swat that or intercept it?
I want to say swat, because it looked like he wasn't playing good enough pass coverage to intercept it. He just had to try to get a hand out there.
I mean, good job by JP, because what a lot of linebackers want to do is they want to go for the interception. They want to be the guy with the interception. But what's better is when you swat the ball down, because whenever you go for that interception, sometimes it fails and it gets by you and the wide receiver gets it.
That was number 4, Tristan Greenfield, brought down by number 62, Colin Cross. And what looked like number 55, number 55, Jacob Rance. 8 minutes left in the 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. Number 12 for the Blue Jays, Brock Yurchek, is going to pass the ball and intended for number 6 for Blue Jays. Number 6, Daniel Yarbrough. As soon as that ball was within reach, Kelly Newton came in with a huge hit. You know, when I saw that, I just said, wow, that was a big hit. Well, I mean, what do you think? I just thought that it was huge.
It was a huge hit. Madden hit stick right there, as I like to call him. But the thing is when the ball's in the air on defense, you have 3 options. You can either try to intercept it, swat it down, or you can hit them hard. And a lot of times when you hit them hard, especially at the high school level, they tend to drop it because that kind of hard hit, let's say he did have really good possession right there. Kelly Newton hit him so hard it looks like his helmet is having some issues. That's something good. But as I was saying, let's say he did have a little bit better possession. It seems like there's a pass right there by number 12. He just intended it, and the wide receiver was gone. I mean, he wasn't even close.
So what happened there is Colin told you, number 20, Kelly Newton had some helmet issues, and like he was trying to get his helmet on. They were lined up. He ran off the field. Kyle Maudlin ran on the field. Didn't really have time to line up, but there was a receiver far side of the field, and he wasn't able to line up, so they saw that, hiked the ball really quick, and the receiver wasn't ready. He wasn't ready to turn and look at the quarterback. Maybe a miscommunication, but overall funny play. 4th and long. They're going to look to go for here, 4th and 15.
I'm sorry for stating that you needed glasses, Noah, when really the guy who needs glasses is number 12. He's going to fake a pass, and he takes a huge hit by J.P. Gardner. J.P. Gardner just mashing him right there.
You could see one of their receivers close towards the end zone waved his hand, and there was really no chance of Brock Yurchek throwing that ball, but he did. It looked like maybe a little fake, but then hit hard by JP. Lately, right here, we're having some hard hits. Really great to see, that pumps the fan up, gets you with a game like this, 29-0. Sometimes fans may zone out, starts like, oh, we're winning. But when you see stuff like that, it gets you going. Blake Gronville, number 2, going to command the offense here. They did have a pick, but, we already discussed that. He's still done great, great this game. I don't think it's going to hurt his confidence. I think he's going to come out here and show us what he's made of. Flag on the play. You see the Marshfield coaches yelling at the Blue Jays. That might have been, oh, excuse me, that was not a flag. That was a timeout taken by the Blue Jays. 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Wolves with all 3 of their timeouts, and the Blue Jays with 2 of theirs.
And on defense, when you have kind of lead like the Wolves do right now, 29-0, you can kind of risk those big hits. When you take a big hit, sometimes you miss them, which can be bad. But since the score is what it is, the Wolves are taking those chances. We're going to see a pitch right here to Seth Stamp. Seth gets a little elusiveness right there, dodges the tackle by number 4, breaking some ankles right there. A little Steph Curry action going on by Seth.
Yeah, you might even get those names mixed up because they play the same way, Steph, Seth Curry. You never know. They can get mixed up. Flag is on the play. We're going to see the official decision.
That joke that you just stated right there actually made me cringe. It literally made me cringe so hard. That was just trash. I mean, that was equivalent to a trash can. That was equivalent to the trash can in my bathroom. I hope you do understand that.
I do. I'm sorry. I won't make any more jokes. Just stick to the announcing. I'm better at it than you anyway. Number 2, Blake Gronville to QB here.
My announcing is dank, as you'd like to call it.
I don't think so at all. But we all have our own opinions. Number 26, Coulter Witten on the carry. The Wolves really not in great position. 2nd and 23. Pass or run? What do you think?
I'm going to guess right here. It's 2nd and long. I'm going to guess a run right here. I may be wrong. And as I guess, it is a run to the outside by, it looks to be, that was number 8, Seth Stamps right there, trying to find a hole on the outside. The Wolves rely heavily on that outside run because they have such fast kids, so they can rely on it.
Yeah, I am seeing the same things, fast kids, 3rd and long, to be more specific, 3rd and 16. I'm expecting a pass here, whether we go deep or even a screen. I think if we went the screen, we'd catch them off guard and be able to do good. We have Ransom, Alphen, and Joel Gertzen set up for our receivers here. Looks like it was a low snap. The ball's going to be intended for number 6, Corey Robinette, who almost broke loose, but it's going to be brought down by number 13, Colin Hurley. That was a great pass by Blake. You could see Corey, get into the, get open, catch the ball. I thought he was going to break open there. Great play. That's good enough for the first down. 1st and 10, ball on the Blue Jays 46-yard line.
Well, I've heard a lot in my life that people with the name Colin always come in the clutch, and I mean, from personal experience with my name being Colin, I definitely agree with that. And we just saw it right there, a clutch tackle right there by Colin Hurley. It will be a run up the middle by, it seemed to be number 26, Coulter Witten, of course. It seems a player is hurt. Coulter Witten he just took him out right there. That was number 99, Daryl Van Nostrand. Daryl, as you saw earlier in the game, did get an interception on that play where Blake was almost sacked and Blake threw it.
Yeah, you see, Coulter actually did try to help him up, but he didn't get up. He's obviously politely rejecting it. It looks like the trainer's going to come out. Everyone takes a knee, including us, going to see if he's going to be able to walk off the field. It looks like an ankle or knee issue, probably one of some of the more typical issues in football or even most sports.
I kind of felt like I saw Coulter on that play kind of spear him with his shoulder pad or his helmet right there. He got low and got extremely low, and it just took number 99 out. I mean, getting hit with a helmet to the knee or any part of the leg hurts extremely bad. And, I mean, he's definitely shaken up a little bit. He's kind of hurtling around the field, kind of trying to get his groove back, but it looks like he will. Oh, he's going to go to the sideline. I don't know. I was hoping that kid was not coming in with the team because I don't think he's in the best conditions right now.
Yeah, again, those glasses not working because you thought he was going to go play. You could obviously see him limping going to the sideline, but you know what? It's okay. We all have our moments. Number 2, Blake Gromvold. Going to hand the ball off to number 26, Coulter Witten, for a good gain. I honestly almost thought he hit another kid, and that kid was injured too, but doesn't look like it. 3rd and 1. Expecting a run here personally. You think the Wolves are going to convert? You think they're going to run it?
They're definitely going to run it, and they are going to convert, in my opinion. But Marshfield's not giving up. They're throwing up little money manziels on defense, trying to pump up the crowd, and it seems like the fans are doing a little money manziel, and so are the cheerleaders. But Blake Grom will hand it up the middle. Coulter Witten breaks out into the open. He will get taken down at the 15-yard line. Great rush right there by Coulter Witten.
You could see in the matter of only a few steps, he really got going and was able to weave in and out. And I think that was a great play by him. Great, job that he was able to do. Doesn't really surprise me. Now he's running more than the first half. He's really showing it off. 5 minutes left in this game. Scored 29-0. I think the Wolves are just going to tack onto that here.
Looking at the Wolves sideline, it seems like they're getting a little comfortable right now. But you see Blake Gronvold just trucks somebody, lays them out on defense. Blake Gronvold just put his head down, and he put down that shoulder, and he just ran him over.
During that play, after I saw him hit those kids, he actually
hurt because of playing golf.
Put a kid down, you know, that number 28 not coming off the field. You do not see that by a quarterback very often. For them to just run, he kept the ball. He's had some keeps, but he's not afraid to hit someone. You know, that kid's very strong. I was looking over at the coaches, and you could see as soon as he hit them, the coaches just smiled, loved it. Number 28 is able to come off the field okay with a limp. Referee sending the players back out onto the field. But it looks like we're on the 2-yard line, 1st and goal. That was a great play by Blake. You know, I love that about him, that he can pass good, but he can also hit the holes, and, you know, he's not afraid to hit hard.
I feel like the Wolves are getting a little comfortable, though, over on the sidelines. You see a lot of them talking to each other, not really paying attention to a game. I mean, 29-0 with 5 minutes left is very unlikely that Marshfield will come back. It's a run up the middle to Coulter Witten. He's not going. I mean, it took him a lot of Marshfield kids, about 3 or 4, take him down. Sorry, that was Ben Helms. My bad. Looks like my glasses once again have failed me. That's probably like the 7th time, but it's whatever. We'll just forget about it. Might lose some sleep over that tonight.
You know, I think it'll be okay. I think just in the end, Colin, you just have to accept that your brother Noah is the better announcer. But you know what? That's fine. I'm better than you in a lot of things.
My announcing is dank, bro. You cannot beat my dank announcing, but it's fine. It's whatever. Touchdown for the Wolves.
Number 23, Ben Helms with a 1-yard touchdown run for Reed.
That was number 23, Ben Helms with the touchdown. It looks like number 75, Justin Miller for the Wolves, was having some trouble there, but he's fine now. Joel Gertzen going to be attempting the point after attempt. Any doubts? Not for me.
Most definitely. I mean, American Sniper always hits his point unless it's a windy night, which it is not tonight. The flags aren't even moving. Barely any wind at all. Joel, of course, gets it in between the uprights. The extra point is good, of course, like always. It is now 36-0. It seems that one of the players, Justin Miller, is kind of limping off the field. One of the coaches, Coach Moeller, asked him if he was okay. Justin replied with, "I'm good, I'm okay, I got this," which is good. I like to see Justin Miller not just giving up, you know, not just saying, "Oh, I'm hurt, I'm done," but he's going to finish the game, showing a lot of character and commitment right there. And that's what all the Wolves show, is they show character and commitment to the game. They don't give up. You know, yeah, their ankle might hurt, but they're still going to go out in the field. They say, "No, coach, I'm fine. Let me get out there. Let me do what I'm best at," and that's dominate.
Yeah, you know, the Wolves have been doing great. We're going to see, I would say their biggest weakness has been the defending the kickoff return. Going to see how that goes here with you know, not Joel Gertzen coming out. Actually, we're going to have the foreign exchange student, number 13, Enrique Carvajira, to kick the ball off. He does have some soccer background, so he's able to kick the ball pretty far. Number 10, Garrett Nunley on the return. You know, I don't know if you guys caught it there, but you can see number 7 for the Wolves, Cameron Essick, come flying over a pile of players. Look kind of goofy out there.
He looked like a little tornado out there. He was just spinning. I don't know what happened right there, but, you know, if you've ever talked to Cameron, he can kind of be a goofball at times, and, I mean, a little goofball on the field right there.
Number 10, Garrett Nunley, back at QB. He's going to keep the ball, and he's going to break out into the open. Kyle Maudlin, the closest to him, is not able to catch him. Number 10, Garrett Nunley, is going to score for the Blue Jays. I'm going to say lack of focus by the Wolves. It shouldn't have happened. They've been running quarterback draws and just the quarterback's keeping the ball up the middle all game. That can't happen. You know, obviously we have some different players in when we're up by this much, but nonetheless, like you said, the sidelines look like they're getting comfortable. I think that's exactly what happened.
Most definitely. I mean, I feel like the defense got a little comfortable right there, and they caught on their heels. Good job by Marshfield by not giving up. Marshfield will go for the point after right here. Oh, looks like they're going to fake the kick, and they're going to complete the 2-point conversion right there, as that was number 80 right there, passing it, Caleb Crackman, and he passed it to number 41 right there, Trenton Cannajeter right there, and I mean, that tricked me off guard most of it. I thought it was definitely going to be a kick, but looks like it wasn't. So, you know, what's been the most impressive tonight?
Before I get to that, I'd just like to say, you know, it does frustrate me that that happened, because I really wanted to see the shutout tonight, and it just frustrates me that the Wolves weren't locked in. You know, whether we're up by this much or not, you really got to stay locked in and try to prevent those things. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, the most impressive player, is that what you're asking?
Maybe not player, but aspect of the team.
You know, that's really hard. The defense has probably been the best. But also, the decisions the offense as a total have been making all together. The O-line has been great. You know, they've been able to, on an option play, been able to allow people like, it looks like they're going to do an onside recover. That's what I would be expecting here. Nope. Regular kick to number 8, Seth Stamps, who's going to catch this ball and return it. He's breaking out. Excuse me, that was number 6, Corey Robinette. Looks like I need glasses too.
Number 6, Corey Robinette on the return. He stopped by number 21.
So the Wolves are coming out, it looks like, with a different offense out here. Not the regular players that we're used to seeing. But let's see. I mean, a lot of these players are definitely going to want to show the coaches, you know, what they can do. And this gives them great experience and makes them gain more as a player. And that's going to be a run up the middle right there to what it seems like to be number 5, Cole Watson, who, if you didn't see the Central game, Cole Watson showed that, I mean, he can get some pretty good runs. I mean, he shows it right there. He gets a solid 5-yard rush, and that's what he showed at Central. He can pick up 5-yard gains over and over and over. He doesn't have the speed to break it open and get that 6-yard rush, but he's good, and he has great vision to pick up those good gains, those average 5-yard gains. And so we saw right there Austin Stargard showing off the speed, running out to the outside, pitches it to Devin Hackathorn, and it will be a first down right there for the Wolves.
He's tackled on the play by number 13, Colin Hurley.
Number 14, Austin Stahlgard, going to receive the snap here. He's going to run the quarterback, the speed option. He wraps up the ball, makes sure he's not going to fumble, and takes a hit well. Definitely not scared to do what Blake has been doing. You know, he's going to show that he's just as valuable, you know, going to hit hard, going to do what he can do on the speed option, going to gain about 4 or 5 yards there. We have 2nd and 5. Number 14, Austin Stahlgard again, receiving the snap, going to command the offense. He gave the ball off, pitched it off to number 27, Devin Hackathorn.
Number 27.
Austin Stahlgard took a big hit right there by number 80. I mean, 80 just picked him up and just kept going and slammed him. I mean, one thing that I like about Austin is that he doesn't get scared. He doesn't like see, oh no, a defender's coming, and he gets all scared and nervous and he makes a bad decision. He keeps his cool, and I think he's pretty good at that, in my opinion. But but it seems like the second string offense, or maybe not second string, but just the different players for the Wolves are showing pretty good right here, picking up some good gains. That wasn't one of their best gains right there. It was only about for 2 to 3 yards right there. It was a rush by number 5, Cole Watson. Cole Watson, he's really good at just picking up small gains, as I repeated before. But I think the Wolves, their second team, the second strings, the non-starters are extremely good for not starting. And I really admire them. It seems like Austin Stallgar was sacked right there. Nothing he could have done right there. That was just a fantastic job right there by number 74. Derek Winnington. What he did is he just evaded his way. He jumped the snap perfectly, evaded his way through the offensive line, and got to Austin. Nothing Austin could have done right there. The clock is running down, and the Wolves have secured this win. And this will be another win for the Wolves. Fantastic job. Austin Stallgar will run it right there to the outside. The clock's running down. 5 seconds left. This game will be over. Great job by the Wolves, picking up another win. The win streak continues. The Wolves are fantastic at picking up these wins and showing what they can do. The ball keeps on rolling. Their momentum is keep on going, and that's a fantastic job by the Wolves tonight. I really like the defensive aspect of the Wolves. They showed that they could really do it all, and they did fantastic.
As the game comes down to an end, final score 36-8. Wolves winning this conference game. The championship conference game should be against Catholic. Great win by the Wolves. Stay tuned because we will be interviewing O-lineman Austin Bradfield as well as safety Kelly Newton. So definitely stay tuned because those are going to be some great things we're going to get here. Gonna see if we can get to these players quick enough. You guys should really stay tuned because this is something that is awesome to see. It's just awesome to see, the inside of the players. Wouldn't you agree, Colin?
Yeah, most definitely. The interviews have been exciting, especially last week with maybe the seniors saying some funny things. Let's see what they're going to say tonight.
Again, we're hoping to get Kelly Newton. Should be getting Austin Bradfield. Be really nice to interview these two. Again, final score was 36-8. With the Reed Spring Wolves pulling off a conference win. Not a surprise to me at all. Completely expected that. Again, great win by the Reed Spring Wolves. Please stay tuned to get to these interviews. I love doing them. I think the players love doing them. It's just fun to, catch them off guard, see what they really think. Definitely some fun that you can do and fun that you guys can see. The Wolves still carrying through the season with only 1 loss. Great for them to be able to do that. We have, again, gonna try to interview number 79, Austin Bradfield, as well as number 20, Kelly Newton. Hello, everybody, and we're going to be interviewing, like I said, number 79, Austin Bradfield here. O-line definitely did a good job. When you guys are, as a team on the O-line and your coaches are talking you to adjust to the defense, what is the main adjustment you guys had to do there?
Well, we had two guys in double A gaps, so we had to do double downs a lot. And at the beginning of the game, really didn't do that, and we shifted that during the second half, and it worked a lot better for us, and we were more efficient towards the end of the night.
Did you think that overall the O-line did better than they have been doing in previous games? What do you think? Blake and Seth ran a lot of speed options, and those are key for the O-line to make sure they block, and then key for some other players to lay down blocks. Do you guys think you did good, better, worse? What do you think overall?
I think the first half we didn't do so well, and we all know that. So we came back, we regrouped, and the second half I think we came out a lot stronger, but not the best we've done so far. But we're going to prepare for next week, and hopefully we'll be better.
You guys think that when blocking and stuff, and you don't exactly open up a hole the right way or something, do you think your tailbacks or quarterbacks do a good job of adapting to that and help you guys out?
Definitely. I mean, they have to adapt to that. It happens all the time, so I think they do a great job.
Again, thank you, Austin, for interviewing. Glad to get your insight, and we really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to have Kelly Newton now to interview. He played safety all game, and he did a great job at that. There was that pass that number 10 caught down towards here. It looked like he juggled the ball. In my opinion, and in Colin's opinion, he didn't have possession of it when he caught. You didn't have to play too much pass coverage, but overall, did you expect that play?
No, not at all. They run a lot. They ran out of the last 2 games, they've only passed 9 times, so we weren't expecting a lot of passing, but we weren't ready for that, so that's why they caught us off guard.
You think overall, the passes that they did do, the pass coverage you showed made them, not want to pass even more?
Yeah, and I think they watched a lot of film too and see how good our pass coverage is, so they realized not to pass that much.
When reading the defense, or reading the offense, I know you're pretty much the key guy that if you see something special that the offense is doing, you're going to change the defense. What do you look for, and also how often do you actually have to change the defense?
I just read it. If I see something different, I'll change it. But I started reading their play coverages. They were calling check 12 and stuff, which is QB sneak, and I just read that kind of stuff and change it for us.
Yeah, overall, I think you do a great job. And correct me if I'm wrong, one of the key jobs of a safety is to not let anyone pass them so that they can, you don't get any big gains. And I think you did a good job about that. Is that something you guys practice a lot and practice, obviously?
Yeah, we always say, Coach Funk says, own the deep, so we're always back.
Yeah, because it's definitely better to maybe let them get a few more yards because you're playing deeper than to let them burn you. Overall, I think you guys did a great job, and you as well as the defensive backs did great at pass coverage as well as stopping the big runs. Did you think their quarterbacks did anything extra special? It looked like in the second half they came out running, the quarterbacks running the ball more. Was that a surprise to you? Do you guys think you shut that down easily?
Off the start, I think they got a couple yards on it, so they kept doing it, and then we kept stopping them, so they stopped.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Colin would agree with that. I'm glad you were able to come over here for an interview, and you had a great game. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again, final score 36-8, with the Wolves winning their conference game against the Marshfield Blue Jays. Come back next week, so we have another great game there. Conference championship probably going to be against Springfield Catholic. I appreciate you guys staying tuned. Again, final score 36-8.